Hey people, you're back with Bunky. I know it's been a while since I last uploaded, but I have been working on these videos the whole time, I promise you. I didn't ditch all you lovely people for some sort of life. God no. I'll get more into what I've been up to later. Okay, let's go ahead and let me show you my build for the Krogan Warlord now, so we can sort of jump into the gameplay and get into how to play him, because, you know, that's why we're all here. Okay? So with tech armor, this is how I like to roll with it. Okay, guys, get the durability. You definitely want to be tanking with this guy. Get durability for the first evolution. And then get the melee damage, okay? That 40% increase to your melee damage while the tech armor's on. And we're always going to have it on, guys. The power damage is nice, 30% power damage. But I'll get into the differences into the gameplay. Don't worry, I'll cover myself there. Now for the biotic hammer, this thing is fierce, okay? Go with damage and force for the first evolution. Go with armor damage for the next evolution, and then you want the number of charges, okay, because you will absolutely destroy armor with this strike, okay. It's a pretty beastly move. The electrical hammer, I still absolutely recommend you have both of these hammers, okay. The electrical hammer is really great for your crowd control options, whereas your biotic hammer is really good for just smashing those bosses up. For the electrical hammer, go ahead and get shields and barriers, okay. You want to be able to take them down nice and quick. Fire damage is definitely the best evolution for number 5, okay, because chill, yeah, you know the problem with getting cryo explosions, okay, guys. If it's not snap freeze, it's tricky. Fire damage is great, and plus you got the damage over time, all good stuff there. Normally, any enemy that survives the initial, smack is going to be killed by the damage over time. So fire is definitely what I recommend there. But you want number of charges again for the last evolution, okay, because then you're rocking 4 charges of the electrical hammer, which is awesome. Krogan Warlord, I stick 3 points in here, okay, get 3 ranks at least. This increases our weight capacity, okay, which is going to help us with our recharge speed. And, the power and weapon damage is nice. Finally, the Warlord, okay, the Warlord Rage. This is how I recommend you go about with this guy. Go with melee damage, martial artist, and then get fitness expert. What? No pure rage? That's right, guys. Because, to be honest, as cool as going into rage mode with 1 melee kill, it's really not hard to go into rage mode with 2 melee kills, which is all you need if you don't spec into this, okay, guys? Because look at what you get with Fitness Expert, okay? You increase your health and shields by 30%, but you also increase the damage protection by 5% and health regeneration by 60% when you're in rage mode, okay? This is going to make you tank like a mother, okay? Definitely go with that. So there we go, look, we got 1,500 health and 1,875 shields. This guy is good to go. The weapon I'm going to stick on him is the reegar carbine, okay? I got the Shredder mod on here as well, just so for Guardian shields really, and just to help us get through armor and stuff, because you do half damage to armor with the reegar carbine, but it's really not about that, okay? The reegar carbine, well, I'll get more into the gameplay, but the reegar carbine's got a different role to play rather than just straightforward weapon damage, but you definitely want to get that shotgun omni blade, okay? That's the best melee attachment you can have. Now for the equipment, definitely get yourself some incendiary rounds, guys. This is going to be amazing. Get them on you. Incendiaries 4 if you got them. Armored bonus. Go with the cyclonic, okay? This tank. You really need to tank with this guy. Get them on. Get your high ones on, 3s and 4s. The gear bonus, more tanking, more melee damage, okay, guys? Go with the juggernaut shields. Got you covered in both areas there. And then finally for the weapon bonus, get the strength enhancer, guys, because this guy is all about melee attacks, literally, okay? You don't have a lot of options, so get the strength enhancer on him and you're good to go. Let's jump into the gameplay. Okay then, so it's me and Dom with a couple of pugs. We're back on Unknown Gold. Okay, we're not retreating from Platinum at all, that's just how this series goes. If any of you have been following, I'm sure you're aware of that now. That's not to say that you can't play Platinum with this character, just it's going to be tricky, because this guy struggles with any enemy that can sync kill, and you're absolutely going to encounter them in Platinum. Multiples of them, because he throws every enemy at the game at you in that difficulty. Whereas in Gold, you can come up against the Geth and just completely destroy the Geth. Because in this gameplay, it's going to be Reapers on Condor, which is great because I wanted an enemy faction which has sync killers. I want to show you how to fight those guys, okay? Because if it was Geth, I wouldn't have bothered uploading it. You can go to town on the Geth. It's super easy. It's really easy. This guy's survivability is incredible. And enemies generally can't do enough damage to him. It's going to take, like, 2 primes and a couple of pyros to drop him, to get the right amount of damage out to drop this guy. It's the sync killers that bring the pain train to a crashing halt, okay, and the Geth just don't have any, so you just steamroll them. Which is another argument for the electrical hammer, okay, because a lot of people like to spec out of it, and I strongly recommend you don't. Not only will you rinse Geth and Cerberus forces with it, because it destroys shields, and that's all they got, pretty much, it also has a major area of effect. I've got like 4.8 meters on this bad boy. Do you realise how good that is for crowds of mooks? Because, look, if you don't spec into electrical hammer, you're probably getting your passives, which is going to score you a little extra power damage, which is good for your hammers. They do benefit from those bonuses. But look, you're gonna who needs an extra 250 damage points on their biotic hammer for like a single target when you can spend more than that over nearly 5 meters? The electrical hammer seriously raises your efficiency, okay, because you can just destroy an entire group of mooks with it super quick, whereas the biotic hammer just hits one target at a time. Okay, it's the biotic hammer is really what you want to be whipping out for your bosses. For everything else, hit them with the electrical hammer. Okay, I'm rocking the reegar carbine on this guy, although not through lack of trying for something else. Oh, here we go, guys. I gotta tell you this. This whole time I've been gone, I have been speed running. You can go ahead and check out some of our best results on Dom's channel, the Dominoes effect. I'll put up an annotation here, I think. We've done a Jade run in about 9 minutes and 45 seconds, which is pretty nice. Although Dom would have you believe it's 9 minutes and 13 seconds because the game time doesn't actually match up with real time, but whatever. It wasn't about breaking records, though, guys. I've been doing them to sort of rake in the cash, so I can finally play with that Venom shotgun. I've been speedrunning since before the Talon Mercenary video, but for argument's sake, let's just say that's when I started, because I'm not entirely sure. I uploaded that on the 15th of May. I've been raking in about 1 million credits a day. That's only 7 platinum games, okay, and when you're doing them in about 10 minutes, that's really not that big of a deal, but, you know, it's still time consuming, and I did have to do more than 7 games because I had to keep buying rockets so I could do them. But yeah, I even went through the trouble of deleting all of the DLCs bar Reckoning. Okay, as an Xbox player, I have easy access to all the individual DLC files, so which I can remove them then to sort of limit the pool of unlockables, making it so that when I do draw a rare card in the store, it can only be from the main game or the Reckoning DLC. I'm able to reinstall the other DLCs after and have everything returned like it never left. Seriously, the builds, the weapons and the mod selections, the character appearances, it'll all slip straight back in, no harm done. Just pay attention to what you're doing, okay, guys? Don't delete the wrong file name. It is labelled Rebellion DLC and Retaliation DLC and Earth. But yeah, that seems like a solid plan, am I right? That's about 20 million credits I spent with the odds stacked as much in my favour as they could possibly be, for me. I still don't have the Venom shotgun, guys. I still don't have it. Fucking ridiculous. I'm making jokes now, but I'm pissed off. I've been ranting and raving to my friends for days, and they're all like, well, hey, it keeps you playing, gives you something to play for. No, it doesn't. It simply elongates the game and offers nothing else, okay? It's because of you guys watching my videos, still getting you full of the game, that I'm still playing. This farming aspect is designed to manipulate you into thinking you're achieving something more than you actually are, because for the most part, you're not getting anything, okay? Essentially, it's an element in the game not designed for your entertainment, but rather your statistics. With no assured goal to look forward to, it's worth asking yourself, why am I doing this? Could you be focusing your efforts elsewhere and actually achieving something? Is completing one mission so you can then play the same almost identical mission again, granting you all the entertainment and challenge you desire? Or would you be, would you feel you additional gameplay elements would better vary your experience and keep it interesting and exciting? You know, because to enhance your game this way, you essentially have to let it waste your time for the sake of the publishers, who then get to say, look how much time has been logged on our game. This means it's a lot of fun, right? No, it's manipulative. That's why you'll never see me play World of Warcraft or any of its clones, okay? I don't want these rewards dangled in front of me for an indeterminate amount of time, any more than I want to slap in the face. If someone or something serves me shit, I do not intend to stick around for dessert, but fuck it, I'm here now. Enough about what you can't do, let's talk about what you can do. Because this is the Krogan Warlord, okay? He's a massive blood-fueled lump with a giant hammer. Sounds fun, right? Or at the very least messy. The character actually requires a lot more caution and discerning tactics than he promotes. Which is why I wanted the Venom so badly, guys. Crowd control is incredibly important with this character. When you're spinning that hammer around like a drunk chick with a damp pair of knickers, you're opening yourself up to so much trouble. And unfortunately, that's kind of all you got as well, okay? You'll soon learn how vicious a sync killer or brute is when you're playing this guy, because it is just so easy to get sync killed as the Warlord, it really is. You have to be in melee range to strike with any of his powers. You have the least mobility of any of the characters, minus the Juggernaut's immunity to sync kills, and your melees aren't fast, okay? They're powerful as hell, but they could actually afford to be stronger. You are not going to take out one of the big armor targets in one hit on the higher difficulties, and you cannot afford to stick around for another swing. The risk does not match the reward with this character. You're going to have to play a lot smarter, because there's just not a lot of wisdom in the Krogan Elder here. He insists on swinging his hammer around a full circle before he actually hits anything with it, and it gets you killed. It gets you killed a lot. See, in the time in which it takes your guy to charge up the hammer and wind up the hammer is enough to get you sync killed twice over. The hammer really has to be your finishing blow. Every other blow should come from your gun. I'm going to give you some gun options now, okay, because I'm rocking the Reegar, as you can see. As a shotgun, it gives me the chance to rock the Shotgun Omni Blade, which is the mod that gives you the most melee damage. And it's also, as the Reegar is just a monster for just taking off shields. It's incredible rate of fire. It's like unmeasurable. It's got a 200% resistance damage multiplier to shields and barriers. So it just gets the job done, guys. Shields come off, fire explosions get set up, and then you get kill them fast. Which is actually what I've decided is actually going to be best for the bosses, okay? Alternatively, I was going to try and get the Venom and stagger everything. I've looked up some videos online of how the Venom works. You can essentially just sort of blast like a field of grenades into a group of enemies and just stagger everything. And as projectiles, they've got to be pretty reliable for setting up fire explosions too. But, you know, I'll never know now by the looks of things. But that's kind of what I'm going to recommend you do with this guy. Get something to stagger the enemies, or just something that's going to help you take out the bosses quickly. Because, you know, the Geth Plasma Shotgun and the Growl Spike Thrower, really great staggering guns because they just stagger with every hit. But ultimately, it's not about staggering with the bosses, which is what has brought me some peace of mind now. I mean, it's great to stagger Phantoms, sure, because you know, you don't want them getting up too close to you, but he has got tech armor. If you saw my Towing Sentinel video, you can actually detonate your tech armor in a pinch and stagger off you like that. But you want to kill those bosses quickly and efficiently. You don't want to be staggering them because it doesn't really save you from their sync kills. Okay, you just want to basically hit them and kill them. You don't want to be messing about with them at all, okay? And I can do the same with the Phantom, and if I just strip her barrier off with the reegar carbine, she goes into hiding then. So, you know, that's what you want, guys. You want to be, you want to sort of get the fire explosion set up, and you want to be able to whittle down the armor quick. So take a gun that's going to help you chew through armor. Take something like the Claymore, okay? Basically, you want to only have to strike the enemy once with your melee attack. It's all you can afford to do, really. Empty that clip and then stop. It's hammer time. You want to get, you can get brutes down to around half health, and the biotic hammer will finish them off. You can take about 5 or 6 bars off a Bwnci or Scion with the biotic hammer, something to note. But with Praetorians, you want to get them down to about 3 bars even. Okay, you don't get a second chance with the Praetorian. He will turn around and eat your face if you do not kill him in that melee strike. So, you know, go ahead, grab your Raider, your Piranha, and your Wraith, and just really start taking down the armor so that, you know, it's only going to require 1 melee strike from you to finish them off. It doesn't have to be a shotgun, though, guys. You can go with pistols, okay? You can increase your melee and power damage with the pistol, which is great, because, as I said, you know, your electrical and biotic hammer do benefit from power bonuses. You've got the pistol melee stunner, and you've got the power magnifier to get the job done there. So you've got some great options with your pistols too. Okay, you can go with the Talon, that's going to strip the shields down, it's going to get those fire explosions, get it set up for you. You've got the Scorpion, okay, staggering up enemies again, priming up fire explosions because it's a projectile, it does it really well. Acolyte, that ticks all the above boxes there, guys, okay, and the Executioner pistol would actually help you with the armor and stuff. See, now, what you need to understand, though, because I did say I'd tell you more about this during the build section, the extra power damage is a decent substitute, but you will actually do more damage with a melee focus with this character. I've worked out that the Biotic Hammer Strike with this build that I'm rocking now, that's with the Shotgun Omni Blade, the melee damage bonuses from Rage Mode and Tech Armor, and what do I get? A 1181.25 damage bonus from my Biotic Hammer. I do about 5,352.75 damage with a single heavy melee with the Biotic charge. I used Neridia's class builder to get most of the numbers, but you've got to be careful there, guys, because it does not apply power bonuses to your hammers, and it adds their damage as a percentage to your melee attack rather than a simple addition. And I'll tell you now, the Biotic Hammer does not increase your melee attack by an additional 1,181%. Okay, but with the power focus, however, that's with like a pistol that's got your melee stun and your power magnifier on it, the tech armor with the power bonus, the power damage bonus instead, and of course still rage mode and strength enhancer and the Juggernaut shield, which I always recommend you have. I'll get into that in a little bit. But the Biotic Hammer now adds 1,890 damage, so you can do 5,028.75 damage, which is actually over 300 points less, with the power focus. Something to note there, guys. But finally, you can go with like your assault rifles. Okay, the Omni Blade is weaker, but you can actually work a safe distance. He's a tank, so you can sort of stand there holding your ground and just whittling down the enemy with some nice weapon damage until they plug the gap, and then they're ready for just a hammering. Then you just finish them off. Assault rifles, I'd recommend Particle Rifle, okay, because that's amazing for priming fire explosions because of its incredible rate of fire. Harrier just does awesome damage. The Lancer would be great too, okay, and then you've got no ammo issues there as well. And then Typhoon at a stretch, I suppose. You don't want to be too heavy with this guy. Now, for your equipment, okay, it is incendiary rounds, so I do absolutely recommend for this guy because you can get fire explosions off. They're your best explosions in the game. But elemental ammo in general is kind of what you want to be going for, so you can get an additional explosion off when you're hitting with the melee. So, disruptor for tech burst, cryo for cryo explosions. If you haven't got any of that on the go, guys, you're going to have to focus on getting the armor down faster, so go with like your armor, drill, or warp rounds. For your armor bonus, though, go with Cyclonic, okay, so you can tank like I am. I'm tanking pretty fiercely, okay, haven't gone down yet. You do want to tank with this guy. He's massive, and he can't be missed by the enemy. I mean, he can't take or subsequently jump cover, and he can't evade, making him an even easier target. He's going to get hit a lot. Fortunately, he can tank fiercely, though, which is why I always recommend plenty of shield bonuses, unless you got someone on your team that can sort of take all the aggro off you, in which case you can wail on everybody like they're the Geth, to be honest. But I know I didn't take the extra durability either in the tech armor, because you do need your recharge speed up as well. You need to hit hard and heavy, but you need those charges too. Ironically, you'll increase your recharge speed higher with 3 ranks in your passives, though, than you will with the power recharge evo and tech armor, as each rank gives you like a weight capacity bonus of 20 points. So, there's a little pro tip for you there. Other armor bonuses, though, I mean, if you're not just going to straight up tank, go with like the shield power cells, okay, that's going to recharge your shields as fast as you can recharge your health, and you can survive really well that way. Adrenaline module will obviously be your other choice then, so because you've got less mobility than any other Krogan, and you take bigger risks than any other Krogan as well, so it is kind of important to have adrenaline module on here. I mean, look, this is what I'm talking about here with not being a jump cover. I was refusing to let this marauder make me his bitch. He climbed up here so I couldn't melee him. I'm just going to keep striking at the edge. I will get you, bitch. Other than that, though, you can go with something like the power amplifier and just do some more damage with your hammers and stuff. But yeah, you'll probably find yourself getting dropped a bit more then, because you just do take a ton of damage with this big hulking guy. That's why for your gear bonus I'm going to recommend something like the Juggernaut shields as well, so you get the melee damage but you also got more shields, okay, so you can do some more tanking. But there's plenty of melee choices, guys. You can go with like the Martial Biotic Amp, hit harder with your Biotic Hammer that way. Berserker package, obviously great because, you know, we're rocking shotguns, and shotguns give us the great Omni Blade and everything. But, you know, there's hydraulic joints too, which is just the most melee damage you can get out of any of the gears. But if you haven't got the goods, guys, you can go and try and squeeze as much power damage out as possible with like something like the Mental Focuser. That's going to increase the power damage of both your hammers. You can go with the Commando package if you went with the pistol option. Okay, guys, so that's going to increase your Biotic Hammer and increase your pistol damage. But there's something like the Adaptive War Amp for more biotic damage. And if you're going to go with one of the tech ones, go with like something like the Omni Capacitor, so you get the recharge speed boost as well. Other than that, guys, go with this like your shield option so you can tank some more. Absolutely. So, you know, yeah, the Krogan Warlord can be effective and a lot of fun, but he is incredibly clumsy. He really is. He's so clumsy, in fact, that almost any other melee character can run circles round him. I mean, look at the Talon Mercenary, guys. All that damage, but he's well out of the danger zone, and then he does it in a fraction of a second. I'm not a fan of this character, to be honest. The character feels like a sort of poorly thought out gimmick. I mean, when you're not hammering everything all the time, it feels like you're doing something wrong. And, you know, but if you're not hammering everything all the time, it's just, no, sorry, but when you are hammering everything all the time, it's largely impractical, okay? His melee attack could have used like a speed boost, like the Talon's got, or at least more power. Yeah, I'm serious. You may have noticed that I'll just butt most enemies to keep up. His light melee is powerful as hell too, and you know the third strike of the chain will actually hit the enemy with one of your charges. And I thank one of the pugs there for saving my ass. See, so easy. I was in the middle of fighting another enemy. The heavy melee is so long, it just another Bwnci just flew in and grabbed me, and it could have been game over. But yeah, I really do heavy melees, single, smaller enemies, okay? I don't want to cripple my efficiency on the battlefield by unnecessarily repeating those long animations. I whip up the heavy melee for bosses and crowds where the most damage needs to be done, okay? Hell, I'll butt the atmosphere to speed up the animation of charging up the hammer, okay? I will, because everything, he's like the Collector Adept in that respect. All of his animations are really long. See, now, the Krogan Warlord has the most risky style of play in the game, for sure. He really does. I think everyone expects the Krogan Warlord to die during the mission. He's like the black guy in a horror movie. Although I'm going to survive all the way until extraction with this guy, okay, like a champion, because his health regeneration is beast, and I'm playing smart, guys. I'm isolating the dangerous targets by drawing them away from the crowd, or I use choking points on them, like you might have seen at the starting point here. Best choking point on this map, Condor, okay, because you basically funnel them down a narrow tunnel. They can only come at you one at a time, so I can basically just smash the guy up in the front, and then the guy behind him in the queue gets the next beating. Okay, that's what you want to be doing with the Krogan Warlord to survive with him. Okay, I'm striking when I'm clear to and when I'm right to do so. It's always about getting the finishing blow, and you know that's what you got to do with this guy. It's what you got to do with him, guys. That's what I meant to say there, because this is how you might see me with the bosses and stuff. It's like I all about the reegar carbine until I've got them down low enough to be finished off with the biotic hammer. See, with the Bwnci, I'll take down a barrier first and foremost, set her on fire with the reegar carbine, and by just continuing to put it like a second clip on there. The second clip will normally get her down low enough then, so that she just starts taking damage over time. She's obviously been hit with the reegar, it does hurt. And then she's down to like 6 bars, like I told you, and then the biotic hammer will smash her, does a ton of damage, but then it detonates a fire explosion, and then she is gone. Okay, that's just a ton of damage I can do in a single strike. In fact, I'd be more efficient on here if I didn't have a bunch of power guys playing with me and making the barriers put up their barrier all the time, because that just means that you can't do any melee damage to her whatsoever. But that's what you want to do, guys. Literally, I take on one sink kill enemy at a time. Make sure that enemy is well ready to be taking a hammer hit before you hit him with the hammer. Okay, because if he's still there after you've hit him with the biotic hammer, he's going to sync kill you before you can hit him again. Absolutely, and it's so easy because you can't roll out or roll to the side or anyway. You can't even turn your fat ass around and run quick enough. Okay, they're gonna get you. So make sure that when you go in for the finishing blow, that it is absolutely the finishing blow. See, now this is where I'm actually going to get dropped, and it's by a marauder of all things. Little bastard. It's limited time on extraction now, but he is not getting away with that. Come here, you little prick. Yeah, but so that's how I'm dealing with the mooks and stuff, though, guys. Literally just butt them, because it normally takes 2 butts at the most to kill any kind of mook enemy. And if there's a big enough crowd of them, then I'm going to just sort of do the heavy metal with the electrical hammer, hit them all. Then anything that sort of survives the bang is going to be hit with the fire evolution, and they're going to get killed by the damage over time. And if the group was so big that they're still going, I'm going to do another electrical hammer bang, and then that's going to set off a fire explosion that I primed with the last electrical hammer and just completely decimate a huge group. That's why you want them both, guys. Electrical hammer is for your mooks, the biotic hammer is for your bosses, not to mention the whole shield and armor killing thing, which you just want with anybody when you're playing this game and you want to sort of take care of yourself. So you're strong, so you're strong for the team. But that's the Krogan Warlord. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for bearing with me and all my speedrunning nonsense. I've got all the other games recorded, so I'm going to get getting these out nice and quick. So you comment, rate, and subscribe, and they'll be flying out now, guys. Take care.
There once was a Krogan named Rickard the Retard. He was so retarded that he couldn't melee with his fist. He actually needed a hammer, so he brought his toy hammer and put this on his back. But when he got older, also did the hammer, and now he still hammers everything.